Peter Obi can wake up tomorrow and they would have bought him over. Politics in Nigeria is very funny.
So you meet one godfather who will tell you, oh, do this, do that, do that. Don't worry, I'll sponsor you, I'll do that. And then maybe when you get into the office, godfather starts saying, okay, you need to put 58 people under you. You need to pay this amount of money. You need to do this. Politics is not clean anywhere. But I just feel like this set of politicians we have in Nigeria, like this, they picked them, they selected them, like they are the worst of them. They dumped all of them in Nigeria. Because even if you are going to do national coup, even if you are going to eat money, even if you are going to steal money, at least have like an evidence of something that you've done in 8 years. Some of these guys will just come and go, spend a lot of money, and you will not be, in 8 years, you will not be able to say this is the one thing that they achieved in office.
Nigeria has always been the way it is. Atiku, we've always known him to be what he is. So this is not news to me, actually. It's just that I was hoping that after all we've been through as a country, we would have small sense. But obviously, I doubt if we still have that sense.
So you don't want your family to be in Nigeria. You want to make money so that your family will have 5 maids and they're abroad though. But then people in Nigeria will just be there and they'll be suffering and drinking Gary. How will people not steal? How will they not steal money? How will they not go to the street and do 419? How we keep saying, corruption is growing. All the girls are doing runs. They are doing prostitution. They are doing this. They are doing that. Have you put out one job vacancy and you see how many people are applying for these jobs? Because there's nothing out there. When our politicians will eat all our money, and I was asking her, like, are you going to vote? She's like, yes, I'll vote now. I'm sure that when I get to like my polling center, she lives in like Atiku-Gate. When I get to my polling center, they're going to offer me money. Whichever party offers me like the biggest amount of money, that's the person I'm going to vote for. I'm like, wow. She's like, yes, there's no shamelessness in it. I'm going to take the money and I'm going to vote for the person who pays me more money. I'm like, you are the problem. She said, no. Even if I vote for the person who I think will win, the person will not win. Even if he wins, when he gets there, he will still break my heart. So why am I going to stress myself when I can make fast whatever amount you called on that day? I'm like, you see?
Turn it up. I told you now. Please.
You are worse than me.
Another year is ending. Shey, you dey whine me.
Hi, everyone. Welcome to another episode of the Batterbox Podcast. I'm so excited to be here. My name is Diela Ferrado. I don't know if you remember me, but I used to be like with the Batterbox team 5 years ago, 6 years ago. Anyways, I am here and I've invaded the podcast, and you guys are going to be hearing from me, all my rants, my events, my opinions, sometimes they're not valid. Sometimes I will like say rubbish, and you guys can call me out and be like, you don't have sense. It's okay, it's fine. We learn. I learn from you, you learn from me. And anyways, I am so glad to be back. And today we are going to be talking about Atiku-Gate. So I'm here with Shimilore and I'm here with Mr. Mike, and the guests, the floor, the dance floor, the everything floor is open. Who wants to go first?
Wow. That is so awesome. It is amazing to have you back. I don't know, you weren't necessarily in exile. Was that like an exile? I don't think we'll call it an exile, would we?
No, actually. No, I was not.
So glad to have you back nonetheless. We've been working on this for a minute. So really excited. I'm glad, you're here. We'll hear your opinions. Yeah. So yeah.
I
think you were like, sometimes you don't make sense. I think you make sense all the times, So
thank you so much.
No judgments here. I mean, you're entitled to your opinion, and so am I. And we also have our co-host here, Shimilore. Yeah, hi, Shimilore. Are you there?
Hi. Hello, everybody. Hello, Mr. Mike, Brother Mike.
Hi,
hello, Adiola.
Hi.
Well, I must confess, you are more pumped. Both of you are more pumped than I am this morning. I don't know what you guys drank.
We are sipping marijuana in the morning.
Sipping marijuana in the morning. I'm not sipping marijuana in the morning, but just as a form of disclaimer, we're in 3 different time zones. So I'm here like in the States, My time zone is like, 9 hours from Nigeria. Adiola is somewhere that's 11 or 12 hours from me. And only always representing Nigeria today in the heartland of a cold.
It's like 9:30 a.m. where I am, actually. So it's still good. I'm good.
Yeah. In the morning, right, for you?
Yeah, in the morning.
Yeah, I mean, it's past my bedtime for sure, as always. But Adiola, I think I just want to thank you for being here. It's amazing. So you were going to talk about Atiku-Gate. I was reading on that as well, and it's this guy called Festus Keyamo, the APC spokesman. Actually, I didn't know it was a son. Remember when I was in Nigeria back in the day, he used to be like a advocate for the masses. Was a really lovable guy that everybody loved. I was one that actually followed him. It was one of the boys of the late Gani Fawemi. And he was kind of seen as a really good guy fighting for the masses, for the people. But then I was disappointed when he joined the APC like a couple of years ago. They made him like a minister or something like that. So to me, that made me kind of question his intentions a little bit. You know, someone that was seen as someone who fought for the people, fought for the masses, was a people's person. All of a sudden, he went and joined the politicians. So it was kind of like, what's going on? Like, why did he change? The same thing with this former Edo State governor, Adams Oshiomhole, who was like the
that one was just
Labour Congress,
that one,
Nigerian Labour Congress, I think. Always we're doing strike then. He always did strike for us. Go ahead, sorry.
I said that one sold the soul to the devil. Like literally, Holly is wearing khaki and all that, going on the street, and then boom, next day, Oga is a politician. Oga has joined them.
Yeah. I remember then, though, I'm talking about like maybe the early 2000s where he would be like, tomorrow we are striking because the price of fuel was going up to like 18 naira or something. And they'll call for a strike and the whole country shut down for like a week. Then all of a sudden it's like the Edo State governor. Then I think I heard he married a lady from out of the country too.
If you can't beat them, you join them.
Yeah. But back to Atiku-Gate. So I mean, it's a bit sad. I actually saw the video on channels where it was talking about him ready to go to jail if Atiku wins the election. That is going to go to jail. He doesn't mind going to jail, even if Atiku wins. So, I just find it laughable. Anyway, for speaking for someone who's outside the country anyway. I know those in Nigeria might have a different opinion.
So the point actually is that some people, they've always tried to have a good report to tender, right? So that when they start making their plans obvious to everybody buys into their good guy vibe, not knowing that they're hiding behind just one finger. So take for instance I present a carbon flag on myself that I am good, I help people. Like you used the Edo former governor as an example. He was doing this and doing that. But what if behind his mind, right, was just trying to build a good portfolio so that when he wants to get into politics, he has a soft landing. So I really don't believe when politicians are always good. I'm sorry to say, I don't always believe that, because I'm always thinking, what if you give you power? Your real colors are they going to come out? So I'm always skeptical about politicians, especially Nigerian politicians.
I would argue that they're the same everywhere, really. Politicians are the same everywhere. There's a saying that politicians are the same everywhere. They even plan to build flyover bridges where there's no river. So they'll come to you and say, we are going to build a bridge. And like, why are we building a bridge? There's no water here. Like, what's the point?
Yeah.
So
what's even most annoying?
Go ahead.
What's even most annoying is when they say, "Oh, I'm going to give you light." Like it's a blessing. It's a must. So you celebrating? Oh, I gave these people light. I made road. I constructed road for them. I created education platforms. I did this. I'm just thinking to myself, it's alright. We shouldn't be celebrating these things. When you do it, don't rejoice over it. Yeah, don't rejoice over it. Just do it and move on. Do the next.
Because it's your job anyway.
It's your job, exactly. So why are we praising you? Why are we making it feel like, oh, you flew 1,002 different people out of Nigeria to space? Like they just drum over something that doesn't make sense.
When Obasanjo came in 99, and he was talking about there'll be power by 2010, I think, or 2020, and everybody was so excited that, oh my God, there's gonna be power. But then guess what? There was never, that today there's still like
It's still no power.
Severe shortage of power. Severe shortage of power.
Yeah,
So
okay.
I'm not sure about politicians in general. I think what do you call it? It's when you have someone who's promising you everything just to get into power, and when he gets into power, he may not be able to deliver because he already paid so much to get into the way, or he paid so much to get into that position. So it's a very, very, I don't know, interesting position. But allegedly with this Atiku-Gate, there's a guy called Michael Achimunga, and the guy had come out, and he used to be a formal aide for Atiku. And primarily he said that there's some money that Atiku used to steal public funds. It's called the special vehicles or special purpose vehicles, if I can remember correctly. And basically all that money was used to do something that it wasn't intended for. And the guy says he's going to go to court, but it's just like political charade in my mind.
The truth of the matter is that when it comes to like politicians not doing what they promised and then them being good and then they get into political office and then they flip and they turn bad or they don't do what they promised. Like you said, some of them, they sold their soul to the devil just before they were able to gain access to that office. So you meet one godfather who will tell you, oh, do this, do that, do that. Don't worry, I'll sponsor you, I'll do that. And then maybe when you get into the office, godfather starts saying, okay, you need to put 58 people under you. You need to pay this amount of money. You need to do this. Politics is not clean anywhere. But I just feel like this set of politicians we have in Nigeria, like they picked them, they selected them, like they are the worst of them. They dumped all of them in Nigeria. Because even if you are going to do national coup, even if you are going to eat money, even if you are going to steal money, at least have like an evidence of something that you've done in 8 years. Some of these guys will just come and go, spend a lot of money, and you will not be in 8 years. You will not be able to say this is the one thing that they achieved in office.
Mm-hmm.
So even if you are going to be bad, at least consider other people. See that story that this guy was saying and the recordings and how the Atiku son was saying all of us are going to be billionaires, and he has 31 children. So imagine 31 children, and he wants to make all these 31 children billionaires. Like, are you serious? So if you make 31 people billionaires, what's going to happen to the woman in Agege selling pure water? Or the boy on the street who has to go to government school and he comes back from school and is going to sell or carry sand or something just so that his family will be able to feed and all that. Be evil, be bad, but at least let the money go round. Don't take everything and put in your pocket. And then I heard the recording on YouTube where he was saying, I want to be financially buoyant enough to be able to send all my family abroad. So you don't want your family to be in Nigeria. You want to make money so that your family will have 5 maids and abroad though. But then people in Nigeria will just be there and they'll be suffering and drinking Gary. How will people not steal? How will they not steal money? How will they not go to the street and do 419? How we keep saying, corruption is growing. All the girls are doing wrong. They are doing prostitution. They are doing this. They are doing that. Have you put out one job vacancy and you see how many people are applying for this job? Because there's nothing out there. When our politicians will eat all our money, they just want to make their own pockets big and their own pockets fat. And then he started saying, I will do whatever it takes to make my father president. Can you just imagine the rubbish? The rubbish.
Yeah, like I own Nigeria and I can do whatever I want because my father was once VP, which, by the way, the American University of Nigeria in Adamawa State was founded in 2003, 2004, right around the first term. So the numbers and the timing, at least according to the video I watched on YouTube, on channel.
It makes sense.
It makes sense. So imagine it's founded university, the American University of Nigeria in 2003, 2004, and it was in office in 1999. Sorry, his first term. Then also he has this. There are pictures of his mansion in Dubai. So whereby that's his home. He's not even living in Nigeria, from what some people are saying, allegedly. And this is someone people want to appoint to be a president of the country. It's like, don't people just, I don't know, like, don't we just see it and don't we just get it? So I'm not saying anybody's wrong or right. And I don't think we're necessarily partisan in any way. But it's just when you have people that are entrusted with public funds, you expect a little bit more from them, a little bit of transparency, a little bit of honesty, and a little bit of just openness, So kind of disappointing, and I hope people can make the right decision.
Unfortunately, I was talking to someone recently, and I was asking her, like, are you going to vote? Yeah, she's like, yes, I'll vote now. I'm sure that when I get to like my polling center, she lives in like Atiku-Gate. When I get to my polling center, they're going to offer me money. Whichever party offers me like the biggest amount of money, that's the person I'm going to vote for. I'm like, wow. She's like, yes, there's no shamelessness in it. I'm going to take the money and I'm going to vote for the person who pays me more money. I'm like, you are the problem. She said, no, even if I vote for the person who I think will win, the person will not win. Even if he wins, when he gets there, he will still break my heart. So why am I going to stress myself when I can make fast whatever amount she called on that day? I'm like, you see, nobody even trusts these guys, because even when the one who will be good and they'll be like, oh, we're going to do this, we're going to do that, when they get into office, they flip the script on us. Everybody came out to vote for Buhari. Everybody thought Buhari was going to be the personal Lord and Savior of our life. And then, okay, COVID happened. The whole world took a hit. But seriously, what is the one amazing thing that we can point at okay, Buhari has achieved in his 8 years of being in office? So he's not unfortunately, he's just going to go on and on and on and on until something happens, until everybody's pissed off.
No, the cycle repeats itself. It just repeats itself. Now, I know Judy is also joining us. Hi, Judy. Yeah. So, I mean, I don't know what your thoughts are, given that you're also in a different part of the world. What are your thoughts about Atiku-Gate?
Hi, good morning.
Good evening, good morning, good night.
Yeah, sorry. Well, I am, would I say flabbergasted? I am confused. I have a lot of emotions right now, but I'm not surprised. I don't think I'm surprised. Nigeria has always been the way it is. Atiku, we've always known him to be what he is. So this is not news to me, actually. It's just that I was hoping that after all we've been through as a country, we would have small sense. But obviously, I doubt if we still have that sense.
You just insulted like 100 million people. My hand is not there.
Yes, I in fact, plus me, including me. I'm also inside.
Yeah.
This.
I'm just kidding. Yeah,
and sometimes I just feel like we as Nigerians even deserve what we get. So for me, I have my PVC. I'm going to vote.
Will you take the money though? But they gave you money at the voting booth.
Yes, if they give me money, I'll take the money, but I will not vote. I will vote for my candidate still. I'll take the money, but I'll vote for my candidate. But if they are bent on seeing who I'm going to vote, then I'm definitely not taking the money.
Oh, okay. Is that something they do that they would make you show who you voted for? Like you show them a receipt?
Yeah, sometimes they do that.
Oh, really?
They do that.
Oh, wow.
Because if you look at it, how much are they going to? They will never give you more than 5,000 naira. What can 5,000 naira give you at this moment in this country? So is it really worth it? If they give me and they don't have to look at who I'm voting, I'll take their money and vote for whoever I want to vote. But if they're going to look at who I'm going to vote, then I won't take their money. Atiku's, I'm surprised. You guys kind of sound surprised.
I sound surprised, quite honestly.
Always
not been in the country.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, no wonder. This is a common knowledge. We've known this for like forever. And I don't know. The thing is, I don't even know who I'm going to vote up till now.
Election is like a month away, though.
Yeah, I will definitely vote, but then I don't know yet.
So nobody has been able to gain your trust. You don't feel like any of the guys who are running now
none of them.
Job.
None of them.
So you're not on the Peter Obi wagon.
You know why? Peter Obi can wake up tomorrow and they would have bought him over.
Of course.
Politics in Nigeria is very funny. Exactly. So I'm still waiting for the time to come. He could wake up a day before the elections and say, "Oh, he's no more campaigning. He has joined so party," and that's the end. So I'm trying to be open-minded as much.
So what you're saying is that he can wake up 3 days before and endorse somebody else, or even after he doesn't win.
That is what people are. Oh my God. That is what people are postulating.
I never thought about that. Wow. So let's say he doesn't win. They can go and tell him, if there's a tie, let's say they're like 50-50 or something. And he can just say, okay, all my votes will go to INEC. and they say all my votes goes to
Exactly.
one of these guys. Oh, wow. I actually never thought of that,
Exactly.
because I always thought the
Are you aware that Konkoso has joined the PDP
Yes,
right now?
yes.
Has endorsed.
I am.
Exactly.
Wow.
So politics in this country is just a very, very funny game.
Politics
So
is
I'm
a
just chilling.
lucrative business.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
It's a lucrative
It is.
business. There's actually this slang that goes like this: that when the poor, when they've been pushed to the wall, when they are so broke that there's nothing to eat, they'll start eating the children of the rich, and that's what is happening. That's what is
I
happening
believe
now.
that the children of the poor have not yet been pushed enough.
They are not.
I
they're
am
not ready
telling
to
you.
wake up. Yeah.
We have not been pushed enough. If we
Kwankwaso
have
joins
been pushed enough-
NNPP, the Nigerian, the new
something
Nigerian,
like
new Nigeria's People's Party.
People's
It dumps
Party.
PDP.
No, that was a while ago. I'm talking of recent developments. He has endorsed Atiku.
Oh, recently endorsed that.
Allegedly, yeah.
Wow.
But he's a PDP guy, though.
He has always been was he? No, he was an APC
He
guy.
was an APC.
I think
guy.
from PDP moved to the APC and then.
Oh, maybe
to
I
the-
don't. Maybe I was confusing with something else then.
And
Oh,
all
okay.
these politicians jumping to another party, and then today they are this, tomorrow they are. Hi.
You don't see that in US, because when you join a political party, it's a sign of you saying that, oh, I align to these people's mandates. What they see is actually my vision, so I'm going to hold firm, even if I don't win. But you see Nigerians, especially Nigerian politicians, they just keep hopping. Anyone that wins, I'm there. And
Bold of
Me too.
you.
Those
to
are the
think that they
northern
care about
governors,
you.
though. All the northern governors.
Is okay. You think
I don't
only
think it's just the
northern
northern
governors?
governors. I think it's anybody. It's anybody. If this particular party is going to give me what I want, I'm going to sign up for them.
Bold of you to think that these people care about you. Bold of you to think like that way. They don't care about you. They are looking for where their pockets will be replenished.
We go deeper. Their pockets go deeper.
Yes. Oh.
And you have the North having the most, the North has the most population anyway, on paper. Some will say on paper.
Yeah.
Exactly, on paper.
Yeah, paper is what counts, because paper is where the ballots are. So regardless of what anybody says. So if you have the northern governors and they're all saying, let's join Atiku. And the other thing also that I just was thinking about recently when I was talking to one of my friends in Nigeria, is that you need a national party to be able to do anything in Nigeria. What do I mean by that? So the House of Assembly, and then the senators, even the local governments. So the way the way Peter Obi's party, Labour Party, the way it is, it's kind of like, it's not all over Nigeria, but PDP is everywhere. So if Obi even gets into office, there's some people saying, how can he
You can
govern?
be frustrated.
Yeah,
out.
because you need the Senate.
Yeah, manpower.
Say that again.
And he doesn't have manpower to
He
make
doesn't
any
have the
change.
manpower to make any change. Not in the local governments, not even in the Senate, and not on the House of Reps. So it's kind of like...
And constitutionally, the Senate can vote him out.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, hold on.
They can vote
Why would
him
the Senate...
Vote of no confidence.
Oh, that's not... It's not...
It's majority.
Yeah, they can... What do you call that stuff they did to Trump 3 times?
They will even frustrate him out.
Impeach.
They
You
will
mean they
refuse
can
to sign
impeach him?
his bills.
Do you mean they can
They
impeach
can,
him?
impeach. Rather. Yes.
No, okay. But even, I don't know. Even Buhari is not impeached, despite what Nigeria is going through right now. They are
Well, you have
just
to look at those people backing Buhari.
Okay.
Yeah, and he's in the ruling party. He's in the party with the highest number of senators
and
in the country at the moment.
party over
So,
people.
and there's this thing they call party politics, something like that. So they would not do that to their party.
Even
Well,
if they
you're
don't
right,
like
though.
him or what he's doing,
Yeah.
they'll leave him there.
Yep.
All of us will suffer.
Yeah.
Because at least he does something. So it's like when Trump was impeached, even though Mitch
He's filling their
McConnell,
pockets.
they all came out and said he did it. He caused the riots in January 6th in the US Congress, blah, blah, blah. They scolded him, but they never impeached him. But they never removed him from office. He was impeached in the House, but not removed from office because his party was in control. So it's the same thing. Wow. That's a little scary. I was really hoping that, again, with this Atiku-Gate, that there's a lot of things that will spill over. But it seems like, even after the Atiku-Gate, people are switching over to Atiku, to support him.
Because the normal thing is, like Judy said, she's not surprised. It's not something that will stop today, tomorrow. My problem is that when are we going to now put our foot down to say, okay, we need change? Because even when people try to do, what do they call that thing? NSAS, can you just imagine? They killed all of us. They killed a lot of people.
The youth.
So when is it going to end? When are we going to say, okay, enough is enough? And what do we have to do? I think that's the conversation that we should have moving forward, because these guys will not change. They will not change They will not change. They will not stop stealing money. They will not stop deceiving us. They will not stop offering money on the day of the voting, and people will take the money.
Wow.
So what can we
Let me even tell you a conversation.
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. A conversation I had with someone just very recently. And we're talking about the presidential candidates and who he was going to vote. In fact, I'm 3 people, and they said that they were going to vote for Atiku because they know that once Atiku wins, there will be money. There will be money in circulation. However, Peter will be stingy. So they will suffer. So can you imagine the mentality of an average Nigerian? Like, that is why, like I said, most times I believe that as Nigerians, we deserve what we are getting. And I used to be an activist. I used to be, oh no, we shouldn't do it. No, I'm tired. I am tired.
Have you looked at
when
it from
all of us suffer, we have not gotten to that breaking point. When we get to that breaking point, maybe we'll have some sense. But for now, let's keep something.
Yeah, all right, what are you going to say?
From this angle, Judith, that what if people are actually reacting to this based on 2 different reasons? One, it could be poverty mentality. They are poor in their mind. Yeah. They're not enlightened, absolutely, right? And the second one could be that they've just given up on Nigeria. So anything comes, I take. Have you actually looked at it from that?
Firstly, these people are not poor people.
I said poverty mentality. Poverty mentality.
Okay, yeah, mentality.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, but okay, they are not really poor people. I mean, these are multi-millionaires or billionaires, actually.
No, I'm talking about the citizens. The citizens just taking or doing whatever when they can obviously see the results. They can predict the result, but they're ready to risk everything just to sell their...
I would argue also that culturally, people like the money to circulate. Because when the money is circulating, the economy moves. Yeah, that's what they say in Nigeria. So with Buhari, the money didn't circulate. With guess who? GEJ, good Lord, Bailey, Jonathan, the money circulated. It was good times. Good times if you're in the know. Absolutely. If you are in the know, and maybe you're already in the know, you are the elite and the social class already, or the political class, whatever. You really want the money to move around where they won't come after you. So I don't know. Yeah. Very interesting conversation. But as we kind of wrap up, I'm wondering if you guys had your final thoughts on the Atiku-Gate, the election, just everything in general.
I would say we can go on ranting, talking, envisioning tomorrow. But what matters is, do you have your PVC? I know you've heard this a lot of times, but do you have your PVC? That's what gives you the right to speak. That's what makes you actually sit with those wise people to say, okay, I actually tendered my vote for a better Nigeria. So please get your PVC if you've not gotten it, and ensure that, like Judith said, if they bribe you, please be safe. Vote for the right person. Get there on time. And think, when you're voting, don't just think of your tomorrow. Think of your children. Think of your children's children, because whatever happens this year is going to be the blueprint of what we're expecting in the next 8 years.
This conversation, I don't know if you guys were broader than this, but we were actually talking like there are only 2 candidates.
There are 18 candidates, isn't there?
They are.
Yeah.
But, however...
There's also our famous Shore.
Why are we forgetting the Jagaban?
The Jagabans, yeah, you're right.
My dear.
Ashiwaju.
Sometimes when I see some tweets, I am shocked. Like, I'm still in shock. Anyways, I think Ore has said almost everything I would want to say. Please go out and vote, cast your vote. Don't get tired. I can tell you, I come from northern Nigeria, and these people here, they don't get tired. Even if it's going to rain, in fact, even if hail is going to fall, they will still be on that line. They will still cast their votes, come rain, come shine. But we, on an average, we the so-called educated, we the so-called enlightened, oh, I don't want to get burned. I don't know, my votes don't count. If your votes don't count, these people will not register underage children. Because your votes count. Come out, vote, and pray. Because this country also needs deliverance. And there's a place for prayer, I believe, for Nigeria. But that's after voting. Honestly. There's a place for prayer.
Yeah.
Yes, because I believe that the heart of the king is in the hands of God.
I personally don't really trust politicians. And like I've said earlier, it's just politicians are all the same everywhere, regardless of where you're at or what part of the country or part of the world. Politicians, they have the agenda. And even if you get into power, power corrupts absolutely, or how they say that quote, absolute power corrupts absolutely. So in other words, if you get into power and you have so much power, it's going to corrupt you, no matter how well intended you are. So was it not Buhari's wife that came out recently that was apologizing on behalf of Buhari for Nigeria? So
imagine.
I mean, Buhari was the hope, he was the messiah, his days back in the 80s with the Diagbons who were like, oh wow, this is a military leader, no nonsense. And here we are at the end of the 8 years, and it's kind of like we're even worse than we started. So I'm saying, yeah, people should vote. I'm also saying that we are the change we need to see in the world. I don't know who said that. Basically, was it MLK or Gandhi? One of those leaders that said, if you want to change, you need to be the change. You need to be the change you want to see in the world. In other words, whatever you are doing at your local unit, your community, in your family, at your place of work, wherever you are in your friends, just try and emulate that change, because it comes from the bottom. It's from the bottom. If we can stop being nepotistic, if we can stop being tribal, if we can show love to one another and just be human to each other, I think at the end of the day, it will go up, because the future generations are looking at us. And yes, let's vote, but still, the politicians are just doing what many of the electorate tell them to do. Because indirectly, if I have to buy 100 million to get my election stop, I have to get that money back. If I have to bribe everybody, if I have to bribe the leaders to get votes for primaries. So it's all about the people, really. So I think it was Judy that said, Nigerians, they need to wake up and think. So the leaders are corrupt, yes, but also Nigerians should stop and encouraging corruption. With that, I'll give it over to Adela to kind of wrap us up.
My own thought here is that everybody should vote. And when you get to your voting center, don't take money. And I don't think this election or the next president is going to make anything better. Unfortunately, it's been happening. It will happen.
Yeah,
and
me too.
Until we are tired, I would say enough is enough, and do something, take laws into our heads to make the change happen. Nothing is going to change. Whether it's Atiku or it's Jagabano or it's Peter Obio, they all have the same. They are all made from the same cloth, and they will all do the same rubbish. Because if Buhari can mess up, English is hard. If Buhari can
mess us all up.
Yes. And we had all our hope, and everybody was. See, 8 years later, he hasn't done anything. He has made matters worse. Like one Qatar Reals was 19 naira. Now one Qatar Reals is 210. Wow. So he has just made everything really bad.
We have gone 10 years backwards.
Exactly. It will take years to fix the damage that he has done. So the next 8 years, hopefully the next person who comes will be fixing the damage that Buhari has done, or it will just take us back to 1994. Whatever it is, we need to, at some point, get angry and stand up and do something really drastic to ensure that our children do not suffer for our decisions or our indecisions, and just be like, God will help us. Because sometimes God is like, you have sense, stand up and do the work. It's just not God prayer. We need to get angry. We need to get really angry. But thank you guys for listening. Thank you guys for listening. Please share this, share with your friends and your family members, your enemies. Don't forget to leave a comment. Don't forget to subscribe and follow us on Facebook, Instagram, on our YouTube channel. And then we'll see you next week for another amazing episode. Bye-bye. Pray, get your PVC and vote.
Yes, go out and vote too. Yeah, thank you, Adela, for for all the firepower. We really appreciate it. And thanks, Judith, and thanks, Aura. Thank you, guys, and we'll talk to you later. Bye.
Bata, box.